guys, welcome back to the Death Ray Boudoir. I've got a very fun one for you today. It's a little bit jazzy. I don't want you to be afraid of the jazz. Like, you gotta just get in there and enjoy it. There's some jazzy chords in here, but I'm gonna try and explain them in a non-jazzy way. I know a lot of you aren't into the theory side of things. I'm into it. I'm trying to learn more about it. I'll try not to go on about it too much and just show you how to play this. This one was requested by patron Alan Goldstein. Thank you for that. It's given me a bit of a challenge. It's been good. And I learnt a few new chords along the way, which is always good, and I started understanding why they're called what. Oh, by the way, there's a website called Ulimo, and you can just put in the frets that you're playing on the guitar, and it'll tell you what that chord is. I'm just going to dive in, right? So this song, he's doing a bit of finger picking and using that for a bit of texture and stuff. I'm just going to show you where to put your fingers basically, and you can figure out that stuff. I'm playing the Reverend Horton Heat Gretsch. I left my power adapter in Spain. I was just being too rock and roll. I left my power adapter over there, so I had to choose one pedal to use for this. Normally I'd have a bit of slapback, tube screamer, and that'd be it actually. So it's not that big a deal. I would normally have a bit more amp breakup on here. This is pretty clean, but at least you'll be able to hear what I'm playing anyway. Going through the Gibson Mercury 2. It's very bassy actually, but let's see what happens. So let's get into it. Your very first note is going to be the open G string. So this song is in G. And so your first note is going to be the open G. I'm going to go with the middle finger for that, because the next thing we're going to do is pick out this little chord here. The way I would point that out to you is you get the A minor shape and bring it all the way up so that your middle finger's on the 9th fret. That's going to be your first chord, this little 3 notes here. Now you might say, oh, that must be from the E minor chord. Those notes are in the E minor chord, but because we're in G, this is giving it a G6 sound. But that's not important, I'm just saying that it's interesting. Now, okay, your first move is the open G, then you're going to play that G6 there. You're going to bring it back 1 fret, and then back again. Next up, we're going to move it up, so your middle finger's on the 12th fret, and then back to where you started, and then doing that little back and forth, so the fret before. Let me play that for you slowly. And then we're going to finish with an open G, like this. Okay, and then we're going to start that again. A little aside as well, this is me sitting, listening to the tune, watching some live videos. This is how I think it's played. I could be a little bit wrong. You should go ask Jim Heath if you want the official version, but this is as close as I can get it. You might find other ways to play it, but I think I'm pretty close, alright? So don't come at me. Or you can actually come at me in the comments if you want to correct me, like some people do. So we've got that little passage. Then we do the open G again, and then we do this little, the G6, back 1 fret and back to where you started again. And then we're going to go up to the 12th fret again. And then we're going to finish this little intro with a double stop on the 12th fret on the G and B strings. And then we're going to do the same, but it's on the 10th fret with your first finger. And then this time we're going to do a little hammer on with your second finger on the G string. Okay, and then we're going to land on the D. There's your intro. Okay, intro, cool, sorted. Then we're going to look at the verse. By the way, all the tabs for this is going to be in my Death Ray Cat Patreon. So if you want to go and support me there, that's much appreciated. Then we get to the verse. We're drinking and we're smoking cigarettes, so we go into the 3rd fret on the E string. We've got this little pattern, that walking bass line that you see so much in the rockabilly world. Okay, so 3, 7, then we go to 5 on the A string, and then the E on the A string, which is the 9th fret. So we play that once, then we got, now this chord, you might know it as the Hendrix chord, so.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with the connection. Please try again in a moment.
Right, Siri can fuck off. Right, now we got the Jimi Hendrix chord, yeah, but we're going to play it in the D position. Well, we're going to play the D chord. It's a D7 with a sharp 9, I believe. But just call it the Hendrix chord. That's easy to remember. So we're going to play that. So your middle finger's starting on the 5th fret on the A string. So we've got that D. So we've had that little walking. We've had that little walking bass line. And we got this kind of swung. Now we're going to go back to that sort of shape that's like the A minor shape, but it's actually a 6th chord, but whatever. And we're going to play it so your middle finger's on the 7th fret, then we're going to bring it up 1 fret, and then another fret. So you got, okay, Hendrix, okay, it's not so difficult really. You just got to get the timing right, listen to the song. Okay, and then after that we're going to go back to that intro kind of lick. So but we're going to miss out the open G, we're just going to do the G6. Okay, so that's just repeated, no problem. Then we're going to go back to this walking bass line again. Play that twice this time, so we're staying on the G for a bit longer, and then we're going to go up to a D. He's just going to kiss that D9, I think it is. We're going to see a lot of this shape here, by the way. So, you know, with the Hendrix chord, your first 3 fingers are creating this bit of an arrow shape. You'll see it in the B7 there. We're moving that around a lot, and you'll see it a lot, so get used to playing that shape. So yeah, as I said, I think this was D9. Like I said, the chord things, I'm rusty with the chords, so bear with me if you're a chord genius. Also bear with me if you don't care about what the chords are called. I'm just rambling now. Okay, so we kiss that a little bit. I've seen him in the videos, he'll play that. He doesn't have to, but that's what he does. Okay, and then we're going to play the top part of a D chord. So this bit, right, so we got, so what we got going on here, we got the top part of the D chord, bringing it back 1 fret, and then back to where it belongs. Then we're going to go up here, which is also part of a D chord, but he plays it there. And then another back and forth there. So. Like that, but smoother. Okay, and then we've got this bit, we go to a C. Yeah, we've got the walking bass line on the C, but land on a D. Now this one I'm going to check because I don't want to get it wrong for you. So I believe this is a D7 with a suspended 2. Right? That's a mouthful, yeah, but it's essentially that same little shape that I mentioned before, which you find in the B7 and the Hendrix chord and all the other stuff. But we're starting that so your middle finger is on the 10th fret of the D string, and then you're adding your little finger onto the 10th fret of the E string. So that's going to pop up again. Then we go to the G, and we land on the C, and we're going to do that same little chord that we did before for the D7 with the suspended 2. So we're bringing it back 2 frets, it's going to become a C7 with the suspended 2. But as I said, don't worry about the names. I certainly don't. Okay. And then we go back to the G. And we've been playing that in the verse. So there we go, that's repeated. So let me play that little bit over again. So we got. Then we come to a part which is like the intro, but it's slightly different. So we got the. So instead of going up to that shape here, we're going to play the major. I think it's a major. I mean, we're laying our finger across the 12 frets there. So you're getting that kind of what's this now? A G to the G to the D. And then we go back into another verse, I believe. Like I say, check the tabs on my Patreon. When we get to the end of the verse, I believe we do like we start with that G6 and we go up chromatically, so 1 fret at a time. And then it's the lucky strike, filters every night and day in the C. Oh look, it's another one of those chords with that little arrow shape. Now this time, because we're starting here, well not because of that, but we've got a root there on the 10th fret of the A string, which is a G. It's almost like that B7 shape, but we're playing it up here. And I'm kind of flattening down that 3rd finger. So I've got the 10th fret, the 9th fret, and then 10, 10, 10. And then what he's doing here, we're doing that Chuck Berry kind of shuffle. And he just kind of slides up, and you hear the top part of that chord ringing out towards the end of the bar. A couple of times. Then we go to the G, walking bass line. Yeah, we got a little Chuck Berry shuffle on the A. And then we end on a D9. So let me just play that a little bit for you. Then we got a little A string rundown, so we're going from the D, 5th fret, it's the 3rd fret, 2nd fret, and then open A. And it's back into it. That's pretty much it for the rhythm part. I'm tackling the solo at the minute. I'm like halfway through the first solo, and that's loads of fun. Not quite got it yet. I've got like half of it. I might post what I've got so far on my Patreon, time permitting. There you go. So let us know how you feel about that. Do you like the jazz chords? I do. Yeah, give it a go. I'll see you soon. All right.